One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he pays his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Man, oh man, I told you guys I'd be back, man. So, listen, much love, honor, respect, everybody. Hopefully everyone's enjoying their evening. I know the hell we are. Shit, we got our Lieutenant Tobacco and our little drinky poo, you know what I mean? I seem to be like Julian from Trailer Park Boys these days, you know what I mean? Shit. Cheers to everybody. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we got a big one this evening. It's a very rare occasion from me over here on the Insane Wheels channel, man. It's very rare for me to do this. But we got a very special ordeal this evening. Before we do get into the madness of tonight of Trump and Putin have a press conference that's going on that just ended right now. So we've got it right now, right here. Please make sure you guys hit that like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. Hitting that subscribe button, if you guys are also new here, it is absolutely free to do so. But please consider becoming a member starting at $2.99 a month. We're making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody, but check it out. This is the way that we get to speak freely on here, and we're 100% funded by you guys in a breakfast club, so I appreciate that. Yes, sir. Follow my Instagram right here at Ball Valve TV, where I post everything behind the scenes, and not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time and Breaking News. Just like I broke the news that Trump and Putin landed over there in Alaska, and showing the meetup with the B-2 bomber going over their head, man. That's where I post a lot of the breaking news, man. Last but not least, every super chat, super sticker, gifted membership sign up, all of these things are going to be presented live onto the show and shouted out. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, we've got these platforms right here that you guys can donate to, and of course I will shout you out. I've got the email up and ready to go, so if anything comes through, I will absolutely see it right away. So, ladies and gentlemen, I always appreciate everyone coming in. We got Gorilla Biscuits coming in with the 2 gifted memberships, by the way. I really appreciate that. Before we'd even started, I really appreciate you, kind sir. Thank you for that. Yes, we've got Todd J as well for 10 months as a member, saying, let's go freedom and unity family worldwide. Yes, sir. You got it. Hey, man, I really appreciate you guys. We got Brother Sick Bastard up in the building, as well as Brother Dean, America Uncensored, Hardwire 1%er. Great to see everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. All right, let's go ahead and get into the madness. We're going to go ahead and present this. And a lot of this is obviously Putin talking in Russian, right? So they're going to have a little bit of a translator there. I'm going to have the captions up so you guys can see as well as what the translator is saying, and I'll show on to the show as well, because they kind of don't tune out Putin enough. They need to tune him out a little bit more, but nonetheless, we've got this conference. Let's go ahead and get into it.
America and the President of the Russian Federation.
This is moments ago, and we've got it.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, our negotiations have been held in a constructive atmosphere of mutual respect. We had very thorough negotiations that were quite useful. I would like to thank once again my American counterpart for the proposal to travel out here to Alaska. It only makes sense that we've met here because our countries, though separated by the oceans, are close neighbors. So when we've met, when I came out of the plane and I've said, "Good afternoon, dear neighbor. Very good to see you. In good health and to see you alive." I think that is very neighborly. And I think that's some kind words that we can say to each other. We're separated by the Strait of Bering, though there are 2 islands only between the Russian island and the U.S. island. They're only 4 kilometers apart. We're close neighbors, and it's a fact. It's also important that Alaska has to do with our common heritage, common history between Russia and the U.S., and many positive events have to do with that territory. Still, there is tremendous cultural heritage back from the Russian America. For example, Orthodox churches.
You know, I really don't know what is appropriate there, by the way, Dean, for Trump to speak first or for Putin to talk first. I really don't know what the actual agreement or what is normal. You know what I mean? I really don't actually know the answer to that, but thank you for that.
And a lot of, more than 700 geographical names of Russian origin. During the Second World War, it was here in Alaska that was the origin of the legendary air bridge for the supply of military aircraft and other equipment under the Lend-Lease program. It was a dangerous and treacherous route over the vast emptiness of ice. However, the pilots of both countries did everything to bring closer the victory. They risked their lives and they gave it all for the common victory. I was just in the city of Magadan in Russia, and there is a memorial there dedicated to the Russian and the U.S. pilots. And there are 2 flags.
Real quick before he goes into the Russian pilots there, yes, they are not taking any questions. Obviously, I think that's something that they negotiated on. Obviously, they said, yo, we'll go ahead and do this, but we're not going to take any questions. From the public, from your press, from nobody, we ain't answering no questions. And that's exactly what's happening. We got Brother Steve Easy up in the building. Great to see you, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying your Friday evening. I know the hell we are. We've got our left-handed tobacco and our little drinky poo here, like Julian from Trailer Park Boys. We're ready to go, rock and roll. Great to see you, Brother Dean, by the way. And yeah, I hear that on that. Yeah, so it's a very interesting landscape, to say that.
U.S. flag and the Russian flag. And I know that here as
Wait,
well.
before he gets into that, shit.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
Listen, don't blame me. I'm lit. You know what I mean? I have the excuse. So anyways, back to this.
There is such a memorial. There is a military burial place several kilometers away from here. The Soviet pilots are buried there who died during that dangerous mission. We're thankful to the citizens.
Oh, you know, it's funny. So, all right. No. I absolutely am taking answers from the chat. That's super funny, by the way, America Uncensored. No, the way that they are speaking to the press right here, right now, the agreement was no questions allowed from the press. That's what Putin agreed to. He said, listen, I'm going to do this whole thing, but no questions allowed. So that's why I put that up there and said Trump-Putin press conference, but no questions allowed. Yes, sir. We got Brother Dean saying shit for a big fucking huge bomb 20, bro. Shit. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy business. We doing a whole bunch of craziness. Brother Dean, I really appreciate that 20 spot, man. It helps out the show immensely, man. I can't thank you enough
to
for
the
that.
government of the U.S.
Thank
for
you.
carefully taking care of
you
their
know
memory.
I will, homie.
I think
I got
that's
it.
very worthy and noble. We'll always remember other historical examples when our countries defeated common enemies together in a spirit of battle camaraderie and
Hold on real
allyship.
quick. We got Brother Hardwire as well coming in on the Cash App for $10 saying, for just because. Yo! It's craziness up in the building.
Oh shit!
Brother Hardwire, I really appreciate the $10 Cash App, man. That really goes a long way. Making it rain, all you guys over here. Shit. Thank you very much, kind sir. I really appreciate that.
That supported each other and facilitated each other. I'm sure that this heritage will help us rebuild and foster mutually beneficial and equal ties at this new stage, even during the hardest conditions. It is known that there have been no summits between Russia and the U.S. for 4 years, and that's a long time. This time was very hard for bilateral relations, and let's be frank, they've fallen to the lowest point since the Cold War. I think that's
Oh boy, Putin.
not benefiting our countries and the world as a whole. It is apparent that
Is this Russian prattle right now we've got going on? Is this Russian prattle?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
sooner or later we had to amend the situation to move on from the confrontation to dialogue. And in this case,
Listen, stop explaining yourself. I don't even know why you're explaining yourself. Yeah, motherfuckers showed up with NATO on my doorstep. I fucked them up. And we're still fucking them up. What? So what? So what? I'm fucking you up. So what? You know what I mean? That's essentially what's happening here. So why even explain it like this?
a personal meeting between the heads of state has been long overdue.
Always, sick
naturally,
bastard.
under the condition of
It
serious
always seems like we got to get a history lesson before we really hear the point of the conversation. You know what I mean? It's always like that in politics. It really frustrates me.
and painstaking work, and this work has been done in general.
Good to see you,
Me and
Alyssa, by
President
the
Trump
way.
have very good direct contact. We've spoken multiple times. We spoke frankly on the phone. And special envoy of the president, Mr. Witkoff, traveled out to Russia several times.
Listen, being on Perkies, being on Perks, Perk 30s, Percocets, any of that shit, man. You ain't off the wagon. You ain't on the wagon? Hell no, you off the wagon with them Perkies. You know what I mean? Shit. Some people would say, I'd rather take Percocets and drink. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Shit.
Advisors and heads of foreign ministries kept in touch all the time. And you know fully well that one of the central issues was the situation around Ukraine. We see the strive of the administration and President Trump personally to help facilitate the resolution of the Ukrainian conflict, and his strive to get to the crux of the matter.
Brother Pitbull over there in the UK, my man, great to see you, saying remember to rev that like button and drop the clutch on the share. It's free and help the show out massively. Just finished work. Hopefully you're having a great, blessed weekend. Yes, sir. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. It helps out immensely, and it's free to do so. Make sure you guys do that. Get the likes up. I really appreciate your guys' laborious work.
Understand this history is precious. As I've said, the situation in Ukraine has to do with fundamental threats to our security. Moreover, we've always considered the Ukrainian nation, and I've said it multiple times, a brotherly nation. However strange it may sound.
Hold on. We got an email just coming in right this second, man. I'm sorry for if I missed it a little bit. We got Miss Lotus coming in with the $10 cash app saying, thank you for your passion, keeping us informed with the heart. Man, Miss Lotus, I can't thank you enough. Man, I'm really blessed by your guys' patronage and help to the channel, man. I really am beside myself. So thank you guys for making this very shit happen. I'm living my best life and being able to do this because of your guys' support. I can't do this by myself, obviously. So thank you guys very much for everything.
Conditions. We have the same roots, and everything that's happening is a tragedy for
Brother
us
Mark,
and terrible wound.
America Uncensored, good morning.
Therefore, the country is sincerely interested in
Or
putting an end
good
to
evening.
it. At the same time, we're convinced that
Man, Steve, this is why I send you things, for you to be able to be way ahead of the game. Okay, Brother Steve, you're my homie. You know that, right? So I'm going to show you something. We're going to go to my Instagram. We're going to see how long ago I posted this. It said 3 hours ago. This is me posting. We're going to play that again. Don't you worry. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play that again. B-2 bomber. Listen, I do not fuck around when I say that I am breaking news on Ball Valve TV over there on Instagram. And yes, homie was flexing. Yes, Trump was definitely flexing, saying, look at the military abilities and capabilities I got right here, right now. It is a huge flex. Absolutely. Brother Hook Dog, great to see you, by the way. Always appreciate you hanging out with us. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring this back up for you guys. Sorry for the little inconvenience there.
In order to make the settlement lasting and long-term, we need to eliminate all the primary roots, the primary causes of that conflict. And we've said it multiple times, to consider all legitimate concerns of Russia and to reinstate a just balance of security in Europe and in the world on the whole. And I agree with President Trump, as he has said today, that naturally the security of Ukraine should be ensured as well. Naturally, we're prepared to work on that. I would like to hope that the agreement that we've reached together will help us bring closer that goal and will pave the path towards peace in Ukraine. We expect that Kiev and European countries...
Well, and this is exactly why Hardwire, real quick, I'm sorry, I have to pause it. This is a great comment. The world would be a better place if we worried about our own actions instead of how others act. If everyone minded their own business, would never be issues. Correct. Unfortunately, a lot of things from the West, particularly from us in the United States, we sit here and go, that's morally wrong. You should not be able to do that. And then we go in there and fuck them up until we take over and change that ordeal. That's essentially what's been happening around the world, man. And definitely very interesting to look at. But this is exactly why you guys have seen my post on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the social medias, that it's America not first. America first? What are we talking about? This is America only. You know, this is where my focus is America. I really don't give a fuck what happens outside my country unless it financially burdens us or is a violence burden, right? So, anyways, back to this. Sorry for that.
Perceive that constructively, and that they won't throw a wrench in the works. They will not make any attempts to use some backroom dealings to conduct provocations to torpedo the nascent progress. Incidentally, when the new administration came to power, bilateral trade started to grow. It's still very symbolic. Still, we have a growth of 20%. As I've said, we have a lot of dimensions for joint work. It is clear that the U.S. and Russian investment and business cooperation.
Okay, so Russian and U.S. investment can be a good thing, right, Putin? So let's go ahead and try to end this shit, because otherwise, on an economic level, you're going to get sanctioned. You know, and that's something that we have talked about before. Is the sanctioning enough for Putin to stop the war? Of course not. Of course not, but it does add added pressure.
Has tremendous potential. Russia and the U.S. can offer each other so much in trade, digital, high-tech, and in space exploration. We see that Arctic cooperation is also very possible, and our international context, for example, between the Far East of Russia and the West Coast of the U.S. Overall, it's very important for our countries to turn the page, to go back to cooperation. It is symbolic that not far away from here, at the border between Russia and the U.S., there was a so-called international date line I think you can step over literally from yesterday into tomorrow. And I hope that we'll succeed in that in political sphere. I would like to thank President Trump for our joint work, for the well-wishing and trustworthy tone of our conversation. It's important that both sides are result-oriented, and we see that the President of the U.S. has a very clear idea of what he would like to achieve.
Great to see Naomi in the building, by the way. Great to see you. Hopefully you enjoy your Friday evening as well as riding your horse. Great to see you, by the way. Always appreciate you hanging out with us. Great to see you. Hopefully you're enjoying. And we've got a big ordeal happening right now, moments ago, that Trump and Putin having this press conference. And even Zelensky said to Trump, he goes, listen, I'll be waiting for your phone call when Putin does not show up. When Putin does not show up, I'll be waiting for your phone call. And guess what? Motherfucker showed up and showed out. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. And we have it right here. I mean, I posted on my Instagram 3-4 hours ago. You know what I mean? Let's go and bring it. No big deal. Now listen, we needed a little bit of a in-between between Putin speaking, because he just goes and he's very monotone, I guess, you know what I mean? But because of it, listen, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
Shit. He said it. Listen, he said it. So, anyways, back to this.
He sincerely cares about prosperity of his nation. Still, he understands that Russia has its own national interests. I expect that today's agreements will be the starting point, not only for the solution of the Ukrainian issue, but also...
That's right, Hook Dog, by the way. He put a 50% sanction, or not sanction, I'm sorry, 50% tariff. Brought it up from 25 to 50%. That's right.
Will help us bring back business-like and pragmatic relations between Russia and the U.S. And in the end, I would like to add one more thing.
Real quick. Hardwire, absolutely. Putin would have done the same thing. The way that I look at Putin is exactly kind of like Trump, almost like a mimic of Trump. He's a shit stirrer. He likes stirring the pot, just like Trump does. You know what I mean? He's very much that way. And I think that if people just understood that and had a little bit of empathy for Russians and what they're patriotic about, I think we would have a little bit of respect. But we don't have that. So, anyways, back to this.
I'd like to remind you that in 2022, during the last contact with the previous administration, I tried to convince my previous American colleague that the situation should not be brought to the point of no return when it would come to hostilities. And I said it quite directly back then, that it's a big mistake. Today, when President Trump is saying that if he was the president back then, there will be no war. And I'm quite sure that it would indeed be so.
He said, I would quite indeed, that there wouldn't be a war between Russia and Ukraine if Trump was in office during Biden. That's exactly what he just said right there.
I can confirm that.
I can confirm that, he said.
I think that overall, me and President Trump have built a very good, business-like and trustworthy contact. And I have every reason to believe that moving down this path, we can come and...
What's up, Brother Hank? Great to see you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button, by the way. Little off-topic thing. Make sure you guys hit that like button.
The sooner the better, to the end of the conflict in Ukraine. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. That was very profound, and I will say
that was fantastic.
I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on, most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite gotten there, but we've made some headway. So there's no deal until there's a deal. I will call up NATO in a little while. I will call up the various people that I think are appropriate. And I'll, of course, call up President Zelensky and tell him about it.
Man, that reminds me of how my OG spoke. I'll call the necessary people I need to call. You know what I mean? Like, oh, shit. Yeah, absolutely. I know that talk. Been there, done that, homie.
Today's meeting
It's awesome.
is ultimately up
I'll talk
to them.
to the people
They
I
have
need to
agree
talk to.
with what Marco and Steve and
It's
some
all
of
about
the
respect. True.
great people from the Trump administration who've come here, Scott and John Radcliffe. Thank you very much. But we have
True, Mark.
some of our really great leaders. They've been doing a phenomenal job. We also have some tremendous Russian business representatives here. And I think, everybody wants to deal with us. We've become the hottest country anywhere in the world in a very short period of time. And we look forward to that. We look forward to dealing. We're going to try and get this over with. We really made some great...
Listen, brown chicken. We're all here for a good time. We're not here for a long time. We all know this shit. Come on, man. Great to see you up in the building, though.
progress today. I've always had a fantastic relationship with President Putin, with Vladimir. We had many tough meetings, good meetings. We were interfered with by the Russia hoax. It made it a little bit tougher to deal with, but he understood it.
Yo, we got Brother Bob up in the building. Great to see you, my man. We are reporting just moments ago this Putin-Trump joint press conference that happened, but no questions are allowed during this, as you would probably not be shocked by. But yes, it's a good conference so far.
I think he's probably seen
Great to see
things
you.
like that during the course of his career. He's seen it all. But we had to put up with the Russia hoax. He knew it was a hoax, and I knew it was a hoax. But what was done was very criminal. But it made it harder for us to deal as a country in terms of the business and all of the things that we'd like to have dealt with. But we'll have a good chance when this is over. So just to put it very quickly, I'm going to start making a few phone calls and tell them what happened. But we had an extremely productive meeting, and many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant, but we have a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there, but we have a very good chance of getting there. I would like to thank President Putin and his entire team, who I know in many cases, other than that, whose faces I get to see all the time in the newspapers. You're almost as famous as the boss, but especially this one right over here. But we had some good meetings over the years, right? Good, productive meetings over the years, and we hope to have that in the future. But let's do the most productive one right now. We're going to stop really 5, 6, 7,000, thousands of people a week from being killed, and President Putin wants to see that as much as I do. So, again, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much, and we'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
You know, the one thing I got to say about this whole thing, Putin, kind of like Trump, I would imagine that Putin's like, I don't need to go there more than once. You know what I mean? I'm type of the person that I can come here, solve the issue once, and I'm gone. You know what I mean? But the one thing that I very much agree about is I really do think that we should be able to come to the table on an international scale, especially with our biggest opponents, such as Russia. I think that it's a very smart capability to be able to sit down and go, hey, we're going to sit here on the table and we're going to negotiate. We're going to sit here and talk like men, whatever the case is. I think that is something that you need to be able to do with your enemies. I don't care if it's Russia, Iran, I don't care what the fuck it is. I honestly think that you should be able to sit down with your enemies at any time on the table respectfully and be able to shake hands. You know what I mean? Like, we all have to live on this world together. And Putin has also realized that. I can guarantee you that. You know what I mean? So real quick, what I am going to do is play the rest of this, but I guarantee you there's not much left of it. But
next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's an interesting
next time in
one.
Moscow.
I'll get a little heat.
Wow, Putin said next time in Moscow. Well, shit, I got to show up on my fucking $100 billion yacht. You know what I mean? What the fuck?
That one, but I could see it possibly happening. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And thank you all. Thank
yes,
you.
sir, brother K2. Great to see you, by the way. Good to see you. Hopefully you're enjoying your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What's up, brother Beezer? Oh, man. Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about. I did tell you that, Biker News Canada. I did tell you that. And listen, man, that's the way it goes. Real quick, I'm going to do this for my brother Steve Easy up in the building. This is a new song from our set. We're going to go ahead and play it real quick, and then we're out of here. I'm going to send you guys with a raid. We're going to be raiding right after this song. The homie, Young Dopey.
Shootouts in broad daylight, practicing so little homies get they aim right. Got your main bitch sneaking out at night, honey packs and magnums when I lay the pipe. Shootouts in broad daylight, blah, 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 blah. Shootouts in broad daylight, blah, 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 blah.
It's going down, I got extenders, magazines, and blue strings with a flag hanging on my jeans. The big number on the jersey, I'm attached to it. Really in the field, man, it's more than just some rap music. I'm drinking in, I wrestle with the demons. I'm ducking 12, 10 toes to the semen, huh? I'm born winner, been to hell and back and still here. Gotta be on point like yelling keys on the top tier. I'm switching gears, I'm allergic to that whole shit. On this money marathon, how the fuck you ain't noticed? I'm pulling whole cars, shit out here bogus. And fuck truths and guns popping and exploding. Shootouts in broad daylight, gang shit. Blunts extra fat, off the Henny drank a whole fifth. Shootouts in broad daylight, gang shit. Blunts extra fat, off the Henny drank a whole fifth.
Shootouts in broad daylight, practicing so little homies get they aim right. Got your main bitch sneaking out at night, honey packs and magnums when I lay the pipe. Shootouts in broad daylight, blah, 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 blah. Shootouts in broad daylight, blah, 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 blah. All that grind, always looking fly. Walk up, blow your noodle, bust if I could drive by. Jumped in, they said, oh, life, I said, okay. Still here, worse, everybody else said today. I'm just spitting facts, Brody, hell no, I ain't counting. Just saying, young dope, we always keep it 1,000. Caution around me, I attract a lot of trouble. Blicky in my back pocket, cause nobody like the squad. While the streets going soft, me, I'm still taking off. Bomb first in 100s, that be the fucking law. Get in the car, little homie in the back seat, headed to the other side, and he got a fat heat. Sign says Uber Eats, that's just a distraction. So the police think I'm working, but I'm really thugging with a passion. Jumped out, the sun was still out. Let off 100 rounds, then I smashed out. Shootouts in broad daylight, practicing so little homies get they aim right. Got your main bitch sneaking out at night, honey packs and magnums when I lay the pipe. Shootouts in broad daylight, blah, 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 blah. Shootouts in broad daylight, blah, 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 blah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the Breakfast Club only, members only. You know what I mean? We're going to be doing some Ratchet 304s. It's going to be great ass time. As always. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys very soon. If we don't see you guys on the members only, we'll see you guys Monday morning for more of the World's Madness. Until then, God bless everybody, and we'll see you guys very soon, and be very safe out there.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken, he rides on 2 wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his stand, refusing to submit.